Hello everyone, well this is the 37 Network special broadcast for the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series Championship Race, the Hooters Championship Race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We are here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for your typical free race show, here presented by Concoctions Cafe. This is Hierjel Arvin Alonso on the 37 Network here, and here you go. Joining alongside me here is Alex Sanvitale, one of our special correspondent here for the PSRLA Cup Series. So, hello, Alex.
Good evening, or afternoon, since it's afternoon right now in my place. So
Yeah, and the race is also afternoon, or noon, precisely. Yeah, noon. So.
Okay.
Alright, so just a little bit of time check here for this race. Well, we are in 11:48 a.m. So this is gonna be interesting as we are about to talk about the championship contenders here. So 65 laps of action here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 1.534 mile track and repaved from 2022. So, Alex, what do you think? What would happen in this race?
Well, to be 100% fair, I don't expect too much craziness. Okay, sure. This version of Atlanta is basically a miniaturized super speedway, so it's narrow, there's a lot of grooves. It could go absolutely wrong, but I personally think that it's not gonna be all that chaotic, honestly.
Yeah, because basically sometimes the racing at Daytona are sometimes boring unless some of the drivers are trying to do some stupidity. Basically I believe this race is going to go on easy, like what happened at Talladega like 4 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago actually. So here we go. Maybe we're going to see a calm race here at Atlanta later on. So here we go. Let's analyze the point standings after 24 races this season. Well, as of right now, Kirian Jimenez is currently holding the points lead here with 9 points advantage over his own teammate Reggie Fogleman with 2,209 points towards the championship. He won the race last week at Auto Club to seal his points lead here, and currently has 12 top 10s, 2 poles, 6 top 5s. Well, and he currently do have the best average finishing positions to run all 24 races so far. So, Alex, do you think he does have what it takes he would be able to hold on into winning the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series Championship?
And of course, as long as like this is the usual rule, but as long as you keep your car out of trouble, then yeah, I think Kieran is going to be absolutely fine if he keeps the car away from trouble. But again, there's always the thing of engine blowouts, mechanical issues to the car, dealing with lap cars. So there's of course in a PSLR race. Sorry about that. That anything can always happen. So yeah, the point that Jimenez has to do is just keep out of trouble, and if he does that, then he has absolutely no issue in winning the championship.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't do anything wrong here, or there would things won't go wrong for him. He's starting 7th this race, so there's a possibility that he would definitely hold on and win the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series title. Next driver to talk about here is Reggie Fogleman. Currently has 9-point deficit over his own teammate. Currently has 2 wins. Well, those are from Richmond, the playoff race, and Indianapolis. So I believe Reggie Fogleman, all he have to do is just to finish 9 positions ahead of Kirian Jimenez. considering he's starting at the back, is there any possibility for him to catch into Kirian Jimenez?
Well, again, never say never, but if Kirian is starting 7th and Reggie starting at the back, I'd say his job is way more harder than Kirian's. But to make an example, Tony Stewart had to go down to last place twice in his in the 2011 Ford 400 race at Homestead, and he still managed to win. But so again, never say never. Anything can happen.
Yeah, there's a possibility for him actually. Avery Alford is the next driver in the highlight here. Avery Alford won the 2 straight races at Talladega and Phoenix. He also won a race at Gateway, so he has that momentum, except what happened at Auto Club last week, in which he finished at the back of the grid after some problems with his car. So considering starting third, is there any way for him to manage to win by finishing 17 positions ahead of Kirian Jimenez and 10 positions ahead of Reggie Fogleman in this case?
Well, it all depends if Kirian and Reggie are gonna have absolutely awful days. But I'm going to say he's got the least amount of chances.
Yeah, hopefully that would be the case for him. But meanwhile, there are 2 more drivers to talk about who are actually starting in 14th and 16th place respectively, Bradley Reim and Toni Bradi. But first, let's talk about Bradley Reim. Well, he won all the Florida races, which are the Daytona 500, the Homestead race, and the Daytona night race. So possibly for him, is there any way that by finishing 28 positions ahead of Kirian Jimenez and considering all the available options here, with finishing 19 positions ahead of Fogleman, 11 positions ahead of Alford, and 2 positions ahead of Brady. Well, do you think is there any way for Bradley Reim that he would be able to win the championship against all odds? Because for me, it's like basically like threading the needle, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, to be 100% honest, I think Bradley has got to win this. He's in a he's in a must-win situation, but even with that, he still has to hope, just like pretty much everybody else in the top 5 right now, that the others have a bad race. So I think that he's gonna go absolutely all in and pray that the other 4 hit trouble, just like all the other driver in contention.
Yeah, that's probably the case right here. Well, as well as Toni Bradi, I believe he also has the same situation as Bradley Reim by needing to go 9 positions ahead of Alford, 18 positions ahead of Fogleman, and 26 positions ahead of Jimenez. So I believe Toni Bradi and Bradley Reim do have the same situation in their hands right now.
Yeah, so absolutely, yeah. Personally, by looking at the stats, I would absolutely love to see Toni win the championship because, again, no wins, no poles, yet 5 top 5s and 11 top 10s. It's not very common to win a championship on a normal championship without wins, let alone doing it with the playoff system. Well, unless you're Matt Crafton, that is.
Yeah.
But I would absolutely would like to see Toni win just because that would be absolutely insane to see a driver win the championship despite never winning a race.
Yeah. I mean, same situation as with Austin Dillon 2013 at the Nationwide Series. But of course, that was a strict points championship. I mean, all you have to do to win the championship is to be consistent. Like, do not depend on wins. that's my pointer. So here we go. So last thoughts here. So Alex, like, so what are your 3 pointers for this race?
Outside of the championship,
Yeah, just for this race, yeah.
The championship, that's 1 point. The second is to see what the drivers outside of contention are going to do. Especially, I'm going to say, I want to see Jenna Russell, because I mean he's probably he's out of the championship. He's mathematically out of the championship, but at that I would want to see what he does in the race. As preferred, well, it's the end of the season, so let's see if the season ends up with a bang.
Yeah, that was a good insight about what do you think would happen here at Atlanta. So mine, the 3 pointers that would be considered for this race are of course, the inside lane. It works better. Well, the racing, as mentioned, is basically like Daytona on steroids. The second is lap cars are gonna be a factor. You know, the track is so narrow, and basically everything could happen. And third, of course, since the track is that narrow, the drivers have to be careful on the 3 wide situations. Of course, they have to avoid being 4 wide, or else they might actually cause a crash here. So those are my only 3 pointers here. So final thoughts. Well, who do you think will win this race?
Honestly, I'm going to give it to Josiah Robinson.
Yeah, Josiah Robinson, like, he won at Watkins Glen, and then during the playoffs, well, he does have, you know, not a topsy-turvy playoffs. I mean, after 9 races, he failed to barge into 100 points. You know, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, he only collected 97 points the entire playoffs. The 2 points were, of course, the additional points for his Watkins Glen win entering the playoffs. So basically, Josiah Robinson is basically not really a shoe-in, or what we can say, a joker, if a joker, if you know what I mean here.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, basically my guess here would be, I would say Dale Johnson II. I mean, he's already confirmed to return at Nathan Armour Motorsports for next season, but Dale Johnson only have a 6 top 10s this season, and failed to barge inside the top 5. But with his consistency with 19.33 average finishing positions, I believe he can do well. So here we go. I believe that's about it. So here we go. I believe let's go into the track side for the pre-race ceremonies here. So stay tuned for some action here at the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series Championship Race, the Hooters Championship Race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa, and my 2 children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the Little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome singer and second daughter of Jenny Rivera, Jackie Rivera.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glares, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's hear it.
Please welcome three-time Grammy Award-winning musician, whose album Carnival 3, Fall and Rise of a Refugee is out now. Today's Grand Marshal. Give it up for Wycliffe John! Drivers, start your
And here we go. So the drivers have already fired up their engines. So here we go. As me and Alex mentioned earlier, we are going to have ourselves a very interesting race. Here we go again. Let's go back. Let's go into the track side here. So here we go. Well, by the way, Frank Cuperus will also join. Frank Cuperus will also join us in the booth later on before the race is going to start. Here we go. So we'll see you later on. And here we go. Coming up next is the Hooters Championship Race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. After 24 races of action here for the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series, the road comes to an end here at Georgia, the Peach State, here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, here for the 25th race of the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series season and the last race of the 2023 playoffs. This is the Hooters Championship Race from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Hello everyone, this is Hierjel Arvin Alonso for the 37 Network, and joining alongside me are Alex Sanvitale and Frank Cuperus. Hello guys.
Hey,
Hi.
So we are heading here into Atlanta Motor Speedway for the last race of this season, and of course, there's not just only three, not four, but there are five drivers in the title contention. So let's check on the drivers, but first let's ask Alex. So what do you think would be like an outcome of the race? Will the race is going to be chaotic, or we're going to see the normal Atlanta racing like we had in the old configuration?
I'm going to say we're probably going to see a normal race. Of course, we're not. I'm not going to exclude any possible surprises, but I'm going to say we're not gonna see too much craziness.
Yeah, basically like the old Atlanta configuration that we have here. So how about Frank? So what do you think would be basically an outcome of the race? Are we going to see like a change of frequent change of the lead, or are we going to see some chaos, or what do you expect from the 65 lap race?
I I expect a long green flag runs, to be honest. I don't see much craziness happen, but a few lead changes I are possible.
Yeah, who knows? So let's talk about the drivers that are in the championship contention. So first up is Kirian Jimenez, who took the points lead after winning at Auto Club. So he's currently have the 9-point advantage over Reggie Fogleman. So it is basically a battle between those two teammates who are currently on the top two in point standings. And this is actually the final race for Rebelton Hartman Racing, as they will close down after this season. So do you guys think that those two drivers will have an amazing battle here? But let's start with Alex.
Since it's gonna be the last race of the season, I'm probably going to say yeah, we're gonna see the battle, some pretty big battles between the two. If I'm definitely not gonna expect them to wreck, because, well, the first rule between teammates don't wreck each other. But since this is the last race of the season for the team, I'm going to say they will try to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Of course, without going overboard.
Yeah, that's obviously. So here we go. So how about Avery Alford after winning the two straight races, which are Talladega and Phoenix? Well, he had a bad run at Auto Club by finishing outside the top 30. So Frank, do you think Avery Alford will be able to rebound with this 17 points deficit?
I think he will be able to rebound. I don't think he can win the championship. At least that is my prediction. But I think he can perhaps take a second place away from Reggie Fogleman.
Yeah, so of course, let's not skip on Toni Bradi and Bradley Reim. Toni Bradi never won a race this season yet, but he's currently right there in fourth with 26 points behind. Well, though he has the like a slight has a slight chance of winning the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series title. Can we actually guys see him do or can we actually see a surprise from him?
Personally, I'd say, I mean, I'm going to say yeah, because okay, he has no wins, he has no polls, but he said five top fives and 10 top and 11 top 10. So uh, if judging by the stats, if the top three are going to wreck or have a bad race, or even Bradley's in fifth, I'm going to say that would be a big surprise. I'm going to say if he's yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah,
I'm
yes.
going to say he's going to. I'm going to say Tony's going to surprise us.
Yeah, so here we go. We're almost about to start the race here. So let's have a recap on the point standings here. With again Kirian Jimenez with 2,219 points towards the championship. Well, he won last week at all clubs, so let's see if he can actually continue that momentum and win the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series. Reggie Fogleman, his own teammate right there, 9 points behind. Avery Alford, 17 points behind. Toni Bradi, 26 points behind. And the last driver in the championship contention, Bradley Reim, with 3 wins this season. All of those are in Florida. Well, 28 points behind here. So how about the drivers outside who are in the chase or who are in the playoffs but not in the championship contention anymore? Jaden Russell, who won at Darlington, 51 points behind. Anthony Nicol, no wins this season, 55 points behind. Nathan Stapleton, who's going to start on the pole at this race, 60 points behind. Angel Gutierrez, 65 points behind. Eric Monaco, 91 points behind. Benny Moore, 94 points behind. And Josiah Robinson, 120 points behind. So here we go. So we should be good to go here. So here we go. Let's see the point here. Let's see the starting lineup here for the Hooters Championship Race. So as indicated on the pole, here is the number 79 of Nathan Stapleton. Alongside of him is the part-time driver of the number 51 of Trevor Williams Jr. Row 2 sees the number 1 of Avery Alford, who is a championship contender here. Alongside of him is the number 42 of Anthony Nicol. Row 3 do have the number 52 of Jaden Russell. Alongside of him is the number 44 of Ludovic Tourette. Row 4 sees Kirian Jimenez, the current points leader here. Alongside of him is the number 68 of Benny Moore, already eliminated, but let's see what we can do here. Row 5 do have the number 4 of Matthew Hubert. Alongside of him is the number 04 of Skylar Taylor. So guys, Alex and Frank, who do you think will win the race in the championship?
I am personally rooting for Toni.
I personally hope for my 51 car, but that's a good advice.
Yeah, I guess. And looks like the number 8 of Michael Sheerans. I believe something's wrong with his car. I'm not really sure if he has a flat tire whatsoever.
But that must have sucked.
Yeah, basically.
The race is not even started, and you're already pulling into the pits. That is something that you really don't want to see, or don't want to happen.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a top last race for the season for him. Anyway, the pace car is already in here, so as we are coming into turn number 4, 65 laps of action here. Nathan Stapleton and Trevor Williams Jr. going into the restart zone. Here we go. Green, green, green. Let's get set to go. Lap 1 already led by Nathan Stapleton in the number 79, and it's gonna be a 3-wide battle here between 3 playoff drivers, but it's gonna be important for Avery Alford to hang on in front if he wants to win the title. But here comes the number 26 of Kirian Jimenez. Oh dear! And Kirian Jimenez gets spun out, and they save it. Oh dear!
Okay.
Alex,
That was close.
yeah. But it's gonna be tough between these two guys. I mean, they are both in championship contention and they don't want to wreck that much. So Alex, what's your insight about it? I believe caution is out. Yeah, caution is
Really?
out.
Okay, what happened?
I mean, I'm not really sure if it is Angel Gutierrez, or I believe it is related to what happened between Avery Alford and Kirian Jimenez.
Is they're already pulling into the pits.
Oh dear. Oh dear, but
That's gonna shake up. Now that's gonna shake up the field.
yeah, definitely. Because there are some drivers who came into the pits, and some drivers are staying out. I believe we are going to see a split strategy between these guys.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and Avery Alford.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to see if there's.
Ooh,
I'm trying to see if there's any playoff drivers right now in the pulling into pit road.
yeah. Actually, there are four. Avery Alford, Kirian Jimenez, absolutely. Those two notorious guys over here. Then Bradley Reim and Toni Bradi came in. I'm not really sure though about the other driver. Reggie Fogleman stayed out, I believe. He's right there. I believe
Okay.
I believe he is in 12, so I think it's gonna be a huge advantage here. So I'm not really sure. But currently
But are they
yeah. But currently inheriting the
taking
lead
fuel
here.
on or also tires?
I believe they changed tires. Yeah, they are. And look at
Okay.
that 45 of Kirian. No, not Kirian. Angel Gutierrez has the right side damage. Do you think he's actually involved in the accident, or he did spawn out?
I'm probably going to say he spun out, unless he was involved in the crash earlier.
Yeah, basically. So even one Abarca has damage, and Lennon Smith
Okay, no,
Jr.
that's definitely that
Yeah, definitely.
definitely was part of the crash. Then I mean, 3 cars with the same damage. That was definitely the crash.
Yeah. So Jaden Russell is currently inheriting the points lead here. Although he's already out of the championship contention, I believe he's just going right here for some bragging rights, and we saw some split strategy here. So let's see if these guys can actually get some advantage here. But first, let's see the replay of what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the running of the Hooters Championship Race. First caution of the day here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and that was brought out by what happened here. Well, the number 79 of Nathan Stapleton made contact with the number 1 of Avery Alford that caused them to hit into the outside wall. Then tries to go down into the lane here and spawn out Kirian Jimenez, and then Angel Gutierrez in the process hits the inside wall. Not really that hard, but there you go. There's a massive spin here for Gutierrez, but a good save for the number 26 of Kirian Jimenez. I believe it's the number 45 saving it. Not not really in highlight earlier, but the highlight of this caution is with the number 26 of Kirian Jimenez saving the car from being eliminated from the championship contention. Let's see the replay in real time. And all I can say here is Frank was too silent about this one.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
sorry.
Did you actually
thought
leave?
it was
Oh,
Mexico. Sorry,
No.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. I guess that's what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here. Well, here we go. So let's go back into the track side as we are heading back into the green flag. And we are back here at the running of the Hooters Championship Race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the last race of the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series season. And we saw that incredible crash. I mean, they spun out. Those guys spun out. So, do we have some retirees? I don't think so. But here's the number 75 of one of Barca with damage. Pretty sure this is gonna affect him. Well, already been a top break for him. Like, he missed out on playoffs by 1 point over Angel Gutierrez, and at least he got a 1 win at Texas, so that shouldn't be a problem for him. And let's go back into the lead right here. Jaden Russell going to go back to green with the lead here. Jonah Burridge never won a race, the only Rebelton Hartman Racing to not enter the playoffs. Third here, Nathan Stapleton. He has a damage on the right side, so I believe that was because of the damage here. Ludovic Charette in fourth, and the 51 of Trevor Williams Jr. running out the top 5. Here we go. We are about to go back to the green here. Once we cross the restart zone, we are just waiting right here. Here we go. Green flag is back in the air for number 52 of Jaden Russell. So, Alex, like, I think this race is gonna be chaotic. In contrary from what you said.
So much for me saying that it was going to be a normal race.
Yeah, and right now there's single file and oh no, Juana Barca holding the bunch of field here. So is this gonna be a factor for these guys?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, because he's too slow here, and Reggie Fogleman is more likely to pass here and is going to clear. Yes, he will. So he will more likely have the chance to win the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series title, as these guys are pulling away like nothing happened. And actually, Michael Sheeran is still in the normal racing speed, so he can actually get his lap back if there's a caution. There's a possibility. How about Frank? What's his...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry?
How about Frank? So, what in the chaotic race we do have here? So Frank, do you think the strategy for the guys who went down into the pits went wrong?
I think it depends. If they were on the outside lane behind the slow car, it definitely was a mistake. But now that they can, the guys that went past can form up, they might be able to catch the leaders with their newer tires.
Ooh, Nathan Stapleton came down the pits. I believe it's a flat tire because I saw that rear left tire. I believe he had a puncture or what, or his strategy went wrong. I believe. I don't know. What do you guys think?
That must be so heartbreaking, honestly.
Yeah, he failed to win any race this season, so. But anyway, let's go.
I have no idea why. But honestly, I have no idea what it cost to go flat. Maybe some contact, just maybe some debris that was left in the contact before. You just ran over it, some debris in the backstretch. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, hopefully that's.
That tire doesn't. That tire doesn't pop up. That tire doesn't pop out like that unless it's worn out. So yeah, that has to be debris, some kind of debris.
Yeah, because it's just lap 11, or we just crossed into lap 12, so I believe that's the case. But anyway, Frank, you're gonna like this because
Jefferson goes into the lead, coming into turn 2. Free wide into the back stretch. There's still.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna be an incredible 3 wide, but Jaden Russell is looking for a way to pass to the inside of the 20 of Alan Jefferson. And Drew Webb.
No, he can stay behind the 20.
Drew Webb is in the pits, so I believe he also has the same issue with Nathan Stapleton.
Okay, that's a big of a problem, especially if the playoffs are going to be involved.
Yeah, definitely. So how about now? So I believe in this case, Kirian Jimenez is going to win. Currently in this case, Kirian Jimenez is going to win the title since he's just like 4 or 5 positions behind Reggie Fogleman, but let's see if that's the case. Meanwhile, going back into the lead here, looks like there's a moving chicane by the name of Nathan Stapleton coming into the way of these drivers. Oh no! But Gene Russell and Ludovic Charette passes this guys cleanly here. So maybe Nathan Stapleton can actually become a problem for these drivers, especially the playoff drivers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're back with the Oral and with his other teammate, Wanda Barco is really slow. So he's holding both Skylar Taylor and Alan Jefferson, and now going down to the inside lane. So this is gonna be interesting, guys.
That is something that you don't want to see. Absolutely. There are many things you don't want to see in a race, but definitely a slow car doing the lap is not a thing that you want to see on average, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah. A slow car like that can ruin your race. Like the two cars that were stuck behind it now have lost this pack.
yeah, so I believe this race is going to be between 6 drivers here, since Uncle Sharon is a lap car. So let's go follow the drivers in the championship contention with Kirian Jimenez just cleared his way. So I believe he's currently our championship leader. So if Kirian Jimenez continues the way he's running right now, he's more likely to win the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series. So where's Juan Barca, by the way? I believe he's now holding the other drivers here in the back. David Oskin, Trey Smith, and Colin Sharp.
Yeah. I mean, they're... No, actually, yeah, I mean, no problem clearing him. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and
Again, the 75 car is definitely going to be a problem, unless they park him.
yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, well, since Atlanta became that narrow, and some of the lanes are being held up, so these guys are like being expected to race like they're at Daytona. So that's how it became a factor here. As looks like these guys are closing into these guys. Drew Webb is gonna hold the middle or the back, or maybe middle. Oh no!
It's gonna be the top.
It's gonna be
that was a hold up and a half. Oh my god!
And he's holding Avery Alford, the championship contender here. So, oh no, this is I believe Avery Alford's race went from bad to worse.
The race is still long though. He can still recover.
Yeah,
They can
basically. Like, he's running 33rd right now. So, and someone blew up. Trevor Williams Jr. Sorry,
Okay.
Frank. Yeah, looks like Minardi Racing race went worse here. So probably the other 2 drivers from your team would probably have the chance of winning. But top break for the number 51 of Trevor Williams Jr.
Yeah, absolutely. That absolutely sucks.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
meanwhile, here we go. Looks like we do have a battle for the race lead over. It's a 3-car battle between Jaden Russell, Benny Moore, and Ludovic Charette. I mean, Ludovic Charette, by the way, has a top season so far, and he failed to win any race, and I believe he's outside the top 30 in points. So maybe, Alex, if the number 44 of Ludovic Charette would be able to win, it's gonna be a good exit for him before he going to move to Checkered Flag Motorsports.
Absolutely. At the same time, it will be a way to, like to say, fix a bad season. That is gonna upset us. I mean, how is it going to do with the season? How is the season did it go?
Yeah, basically, well, because his teammates Anthony Nicol and Angel Gutierrez are in the playoffs, and Tom Sloan had a pretty good season outside the playoffs. He won at Michigan, but Ludovic Charette, on the other hand, has some topsy-turvy season, as we can say here.
Oh, side by side between Moore and Chevelle and Charette. Sorry.
And here comes the 75 for the end time.
Oh boy.
No way. And Ludovic
It-
Tourette,
And
no!
It wouldn't
Well,
surprise
Actually,
me
he
if
went back to
that
the inside, so let's see if they can
slow
close
car
into this, guys. Benny Moore going back for the race lead here. They're side by side, and if something happens between these two, there's Jonathan Harrison. And now we're closing into another lap car of Landon Smith Jr. Let's see if he can actually become a problem for these guys.
and
wouldn't it surprise me at this
It's
point if
not.
lap car might decide the championship with how much cars he's holding up.
And there's Ludovic Tourette trying to close into this guy. I believe he is pretty much still faster. He's still into the racing speed, but because of one Abarca, he lost it. And I believe he's trying to get close back into the top 3 guys. But Jonathan Harrison actually joined the conversation for who's going to win the Hooters Championship Race. Meanwhile, going back into the championship battle, well, here's Kirian Jimenez inside the top 5. Oh yeah, inside the top 5. So maybe it's going to be between Reggie Fogleman and the 26 of Kirian Jimenez. Avery Alford fell back to third. So with the side-by-side battle happening with these guys, or the close battle that we do have here, do you guys expect anything if Kirian Jimenez or Reggie Fogleman would make contact?
Say they'll try as hard as they can to avoid it. But if it happens, then that would not be. I would not want to be in that situation after the race. I would not be in the hauler after the race with my teammate.
And
Especially if that teammate. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Looks like Lennon Smith Jr. now holding these teammates here. And this is gonna be interesting as Reggie Fogleman now to the inside of Lennon Smith Jr. But Kirian Jimenez managed to clear. And the other 2 championship contenders, Toni Bradi and Bradley Reim, are back here with just because of Landon Smith Jr. But Landon Smith Jr. now holding the number 00 Toni Bradi, and I believe green flag pit stops are now happening with the number with the number 49 Josiah Robinson coming down. So I think, Alex, is it going to be a green flag pit stop? Do you think it's a scheduled stop for these guys, or it is same situation with Nathan Stapleton and Drew Webb earlier?
Considering that right now all Josiah is spinning, I would say no, that's something wrong with the car, because nobody else is spinning right now. Or it could be an alternate. Could very well be an alternate strategy.
Ooh, there's a caution actually.
Ooh, spin.
Now I see why, and these guys are coming down into the pits now, leading with Jaden Russell, and I believe these 2 guys stop. I didn't realize there's a caution on the track. So I'm not really sure what's gonna happen next. Is it going to be interesting, or maybe it's gonna be a good news for Avery Alford to be back at the championship battle, since he is still on the lead lap. But let's check on Reggie Fogleman on pits. Ooh, wait, someone blew up. Someone blew up. Tom Sloan blew up. No.
Oh. Okay.
That was
That's
tough.
sucks for him.
Yeah, that absolutely does.
Meanwhile, back here, so 3 guys stayed out: Jonah Bridge, Eric Monaco, and 88 of Dale Johnson II. I believe Anthony Nicol is still lapped down. So first driver out here is Jane Russell. He will keep that. Then, Michael Sheeran still a lap down. So Reggie Fogleman is right now, I believe he's in 8th. I'm not sure. But, oh no. Kirian Jimenez, I believe he lost some places here.
Then Kieran either got a hold up or had a terrible pit stop.
Yeah. Meanwhile, how about Avery Alford? Is he somewhere? He's still at the back here. So, but he's still on the racing speed, so he would be still in the battle here. Oh, I think he has damage.
Right. I actually think so. I saw some damage to the car too. Actually.
Oh no. What? I believe.
Oh boy, that doesn't look right. That don't look right.
Yeah. I saw some damage at the. I believe he's involved. But anyway, let's see the replay to see what happened to bring out the second caution of the day here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. First caution brought out here. Oh, second caution actually. By these two part-time drivers of Philip Torres in the number 73 and the 62 of Jamie Sanvitale. So coming into turn number 2, well, Philip Torres tried to go into a high side, and here we go. He got spun out by Jamie Sanvitale, and kudos to both Tanner Pardon and Garrett Carley for not being involved here. But look at that spun out! Like, what in the freaking earth did the 73 of Philip Torres is doing? I mean, he's pretty much like driving like an immature. I don't know what to describe him. But here we go. So let's see again the caution in real time.
So they come every turn 1 and into turn 2, side by side, into the backstretch. And the footage froze, but there's the contact. Surprised that no other cars were involved, because this configuration of Atlanta is pretty quick. But yeah, that's how the crash happened.
Yeah.
And what brought out the second caution of the day.
Yeah. So here we go. Looks like that's what happened between Jimmy Sanvitale and Philip Torres. I'm not really sure who's at fault, but let's go back into the track side for 1 to green. We are back here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the running of the Hooters Championship Race, as we are going back into the green here, and we're about to go halfway through now, as we are going back into racing into lap 33, and we are officially halfway through the race. The pace car is about to pull in here. Well, Jonah Burridge inherits the lead after not stopping along with Dale Johnson II. Eric Monaco went down into the pits as you saw earlier. So right here into Gene Russell. Fourth is gonna be Benny Moore. Fifth, Skylar Taylor. Well, Reggie Fogleman is currently your leading playoff driver here in 6th, but Kirian Jimenez is still your championship leader as of the running. Here we go. We're coming back into the green here, and these lap cars are gonna be a factor here. Green flag is back in the air for Jonah Burridge.
Free wide coming into turn 1.
Yeah, 3 wide between Gene Russell, Drew Webb, and Nathan Stapleton. So it's gonna be interesting if these guys are actually holding Reggie Fogleman. If that's the case. No way! The 75 of Wanabarka holding Kirian Jimenez.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
No.
You saw that. That's a chaos. No.
Chaos. No yellows? Or
I mean, these two guys.
I'm just expecting something
Yeah.
to go wrong.
Dale Johnson II and Jonah Burridge went down into the pits during green flag, and there were no caution. Looks like Anthony Nicol, Michael Sheeran, and Nathan Stapleton are going to go back into the lead lap after this one.
Absolutely.
That's,
I guess they're.
Okay.
And now Alan Jefferson's now leading the race after those chaos.
I absolutely don't mind that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, 3 wide for second here with Kyle Sharp, Roberto Crown Jr. No, Roberto Crown Jr. back up, so they're back to 2 wide here. But look at how in the world this race went into bunkers here.
I think I jinxed it
Yeah.
when I said it was gonna be a normal race.
Here you go, 3 wide for second here. I believe, guys, you should actually take call on it and comment about what in the world this race is. But anyway, we're heading into 30 to go. Here you go. Looks like a side-by-side battle between Carl Sharp and Alan Jefferson. Alan Jefferson, this is actually his final race for Minardi Racing, as he's going to move into Sad and Pure Racing for next season, replacing Drew Webb. So, silly season, as we saw, is gonna be interesting since you know Matthew Hubert also moving over into Daniel Bowles Racing from Sam Pure Racing, and Sam Alaskan staying with the team as for next season, as we all know. Also, Cole Raymond is also staying. Roberto Kang Jr. is also staying. Jalen Russell moving over into the number 44 for Able Motorsports for next season. Landon Smith Jr. I don't really know if he does have any plans for 2024 season. Benny Moore as well. Meanwhile, we do have ourselves an interesting battle at the back. So I believe Reggie Fogleman is currently your championship leader. I'm not really sure. So Alex, do you think Reggie Fogleman, if they continue to race in this case, would more probably take the championship after this one?
Well, I would say yes. But again, it all depends where Kirian is going, where Kirian is on track. And after being held up on the 75 car,
who someone blew up? Drew Webb blows up. And I acted like a monkey after seeing someone blew up. So sorry about those in the viewers around here, but Drew Webb, what a top season for him. So yeah.
So that's what a fourth engine blown of the race.
Yeah, I believe it's the fourth one. Because first it was Trevor Williams Jr., then Tom Sloan, then I believe it is actually third. But Matthew Hubert currently holding the lead over Roberto Kang Jr. We all know Matthew Hubert almost won at Darlington, and then he is leading the Homestead race before he blew his engine. But right now is currently holding the lead over, and here comes Juan Abarca for the end time.
Okay, they clear it very easily.
Yep. But let's check into the number 75 of Juan Abarca. Let's see if he would be able to hold most of these guys. And yes, sorry about that, Frank, but your driver got held up by this Peruvian driver.
First my car blew up, now this one is getting held up. I'm not having the best day, my team.
Yeah, I mean your team haven't won anything this season just yet.
Oh, you just rub more salt into the wound, I'm afraid.
Sorry. But anyway, here's the two drivers in the championship contention. But let's see which lane will Juan Abarca hold. Is it going to be the inside or the outside coming into the tree? But I believe it's gonna be a split one. And Josiah Robinson got F'd up. But I believe the number one of Avery Alford is still right there. But let's see if he would be still be able to close into Reggie Fogleman and Kirian Jimenez. Because I believe Reggie Fogleman is right here, currently holding the lead, the championship lead. He's running 12 and Kirian Jimenez 24th. If that's the case, well, Reggie Fogleman would more likely to win the PSRLA Cup Series title. Yeah,
I refuse to say anything because commentators curse is a thing. I mean, we've already seen it with the amount of engine blowing we've had.
Yeah. I remember the 2021 race I called from the NOFSRL Turkey International Series when my co-commentator predicted Trey Barto to win, and then he blew his engine. But actually, speaking of Trey Barto, he's right there in ninth in the number 55 PureTech machine for Dragon Racing Enterprises, who will move over to replace Matthew Hubert at Thailand Fury Racing next season.
Great delivery, by the way.
Yeah, and these guys are now bunching over, and of course Reggie Fogleman will have the disadvantage. He's in the outside lane right now. So maybe.
Looks like he's up at.
Yeah, what's that?
Looks like he's able to. No. Reggie. Looks like Reggie's. No, he's still holding out there.
Yeah, he's
still holding up there on the outside.
Well, as he's hanging around, looks like these two guys are Toni Bradi and Reggie Fogleman helping each other, trying to catch into these guys here, especially Reggie Fogleman. But remember, Avery Alford has to finish 18 positions ahead of Jimenez and 9 positions ahead of Fogleman. So if he would be able to close into Fogleman again, he has to finish. Avery Alford has to finish 9 positions ahead of Reggie Fogleman. But where's the number 26 right now of Kirian Jimenez? He's right there hanging around.
I don't want to be Kirian right now. I really don't want to. I really don't want to know how he's feeling right now. Knowing that the championship is slipping away. And fast.
Yeah, basically that's the case here. But look at that 49 of Josiah Robinson. He's back into speed after being held up by that number 75 as usual of Juan Abarca. Speaking of Juan Abarca, let's go back into the lead here, and Juan Abarca once again. Here we go, he's bleeding the middle, and no, Gene Russell got held up. Looks like the battle for the win here is between these three guys. Cole Raymond, Roberto Brown Jr., and Sam Oskin. They're staying with their respective teams for next season. Meanwhile, oh no, these guys right here are bunching up this lap. This moving chicane, who are, by the way, on the lead lap, are bunching back again. And Jamison Tall in the number 62 holding Cole Raymond in the number 24. I mean, Jamison Tall, by the way, is going to drive the number 20, I believe. Yeah, the number 20 for Celeritas Racing next season. So I believe this is just a little bit of test before the 2024 season. So I believe if Jamison Tall can actually do it, I mean, he almost won at Richmond, so I know he has some talent behind the wheel here. But anyway, going back into the lead here, looks like we do have a side-by-side battle. Alex, it's your turn to call this one.
Oh wait, okay, sorry. I apologize.
Meanwhile, I believe that number 73 of Philip Torres holding his own teammate of Gene Russell. But good thing is the number 52 of Gene Russell already won a race, so not really that bad. But Sam Oskin, oh, he's yet to win the race this season. Actually, these three guys are yet to win the season.
The top 3 is the.
Yeah.
Okay, top 10. Yeah, they have they have all the reasons in the world to go absolutely no care given, absolutely flat out. They have all the right in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, are we on the caution or did I see that wrong?
No, haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
Oh.
I believe there's no caution. I believe. Yeah, there were no caution.
Oh, then I saw it wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Reggie Fogleman hanging around in what position he is right now? He's 14th. So I believe he has enough points to win the title unless these guys are about to pass the number 2 of looks like Jason Lona went into the pits. Do you think this is actually a scheduled stop or he had an unnecessary pit stop to yeah, because I believe he is still inside
I think it's an unnecessary pit stop.
yeah. I'm not really sure if it is scheduled because because I believe he is outside the pit stop window, so or he stayed up, I believe. But here we go. Looks like these 3 guys are catching into these lap cars, starting with Michael Sheeran in the number 8. This Irish driver right here has a damage in the left side of his car, but he is trying to pass. Oh. Oh no! Oh no! Pace! Caution's out!
Okay, so
Eric Monaco is the 4th. I
Ooh.
believe he had a crash or he blew up. I'm not really sure. We can check the points later on, or we can check the replay after this one. Yeah. But top break for the number 5 of Eric Monaco, blowing his engine.
So this race has been there have been what two main protagonists of this race: the lap cars getting in the way and blown engines.
Yeah, definitely that's the case. Meanwhile, these lap cars just went down into the pits here, so I believe they just stopped up just to finish the race because we do still have 10 laps to go here. So here we go. Who's the leader right now? I believe it's Cole Raymond, followed by Kyle Sharp in the 94. Then we do have Matthew Hubert in the number 4, Gene Russell in the 52, and Ludovic Charette is back into the battle. Garrett Carolet is the lap car. Here's the number 33 of Josiah Robinson, Brandon Bill. Here's the fact for Brandon Bill, as mentioned before. Brandon Bill missed out of the playoffs via a tiebreaker between Toni Bradi and Brandon Bill. And since Toni Bradi has a better average finishing positions, well, Toni Bradi was in the playoffs and Brandon Bill was out. Reggie Fogleman and Kirian Jimenez are actually still close with each other, so the championship goes to not actually, because Kirian Jimenez coming down.
That would have been pretty exciting, though.
Yeah. So if that's the case, maybe the number 2 of Reggie Fogleman would more likely no! He's coming down into the pits as well!
Uh-oh.
I did jinx that. So if that's the case, Avery Alford and Toni Bradi would more likely have a chance on winning the title. Or not really. I can't see the number 00 here. But this...
I have no clue what is happening anymore.
Oh, Toni Bradi is actually
Neither do
out of the
I.
race. Yeah. Toni Bradi was actually out of the race. I didn't realize that.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. But good thing here for Toni Bradi is going to stay with the team here. By the way, it transitioned from Spark Sport into Evans Ross Racing for next season. But here we go, let's see the replay to see what happened to bring out the caution here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Third caution of the day here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as I believe it is both Eric Monaco and Benny Moore here. But focusing right here with the number 62 of Jamison Tall, I believe he's trying to go down into the pits along with Philip Torres. And he's about to go down here and got... Ooh! Toni Bradi hits the number 62 of Jamison Tall real hard and collects Eric Monaco and Benny Moore. Ooh, looks like the number 45 Angel Gutierrez avoided that one. But the number 00 of Toni Bradi got collected coming into the pits. Like, he hits the 62 real hard. And there you go, looks like Toni Bradi's race is over. But let's see the replay in real time to see what happened.
Like Toni Bradi, we are on board with And looks like he he hit this 68 or something like that. But the footage froze for me too when the crash happened. Sadly.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like that's the situation here with Eric Monaco and Toni Bradi ending their race early. Toni Bradi officially eliminated from the championship contention. But there you go. Let's go back into the track side for the green flag again. Hopefully. We are back! And the number 21 of Kit Drake blew his engine. He is the second minority driver to blow up in this race. Like, what in the
I
world
hate
is...
my life.
At least you're not like Nathan Ormond in every server.
True, but
Oh.
is the 20 at least alive?
Yeah, the 20 is still alive. And he's actually inside the top 10. And these guys are actually stopping
haven't been
again.
That's nice.
Sorry, I haven't been around for long, but I know what who Nathan Norman is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. If Nathan, you're watching this, please don't curse us, please. Anyway, we're coming back into the green with 7 to go, going to the line here. So Cole Raymond.
All bets are off.
Yeah, Cole Raymond, currently your leader. Okay, Nathan, you cannot curse us because your driver's in the lead. Carl Sharp in second. Is he more likely to win the Rookie of the Year award? I'm not sure. Jaden Russell in third. No, not Garrett Caroline. Fuck off. Fourth is the number 33 of Jonathan Carrison and the number 71 of Brandon Bill in top 5. Here we go, we're about to go back into the green here. Green flag is back in the air for the number 24 of Cole Raymond. 7 laps to go in this season, in this race, and Carl Sharp now going into the lead.
There goes in the lead.
Wait, who's slow? I'm not really sure who's slow. I believe these two guys, Stapleton and... Oh no, these guys went down into the pits!
Okay.
Oh no!
This just changed the entire race. Who's leading now?
I believe it's Barto! Here you go! Trey Barto is now leading the race! Out of nowhere! And he's right there passing Stapleton!
Talk about a gift.
Yes! And Avery Alford is in 6th right now! I mean... Yeah, Stapleton is a lap car. Not really, doesn't really make sense, but here's the number 1 of Avery Alford. He's back in the championship contention. But let's see where's Jimenez in the way. Jimenez is in 14th. Stapleton is in... No. Alford is in 6th. If that's the case, well, the number 26 of Kirian Jimenez will still win the title. But these guys are trying to close into Barto. Alford.
So close.
Yeah. Alford trying to do his way of closing into these guys. Trying to finish 2nd or maybe win this race. 4 laps to go here at the Hooters Championship Race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Ooh. Brandon Bill down into the pits. Just came out. But Eric Drew, Samadoskin, Alan Jefferson back.
Oh, that guy's not the Bardo.
Oh no!
That guy's not the Bardo. Oh my god.
He hold up Eric Drew. Here comes Avery Alford trying to close down. He's inside the top 5 and we do have ourselves a good battle between Samadoskin and Trey Barto. 3 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series. We do have ourselves a good battle here in nutrition.
Into turn 2, coming out of turn 2 and into the backstretch. They're still there, still into turn 3. Oscar still leads, coming with 2 laps to go. Almost at the line.
Yeah, here we go. 2 laps to go here at Atlanta. And the number 55 of Trey Bartow back into the speed here. Trey Bartow doing his best. Trey Bartow has a momentum coming
It's
into
getting closer,
2.
it's getting closer, it's getting closer. Bartow's getting closer.
He's getting
Looks
closer.
like second free.
On the 20.
No way!
On the 20.
Oh no! Oh no! Taylor coming to the inside of Bartow. Here we go. We're coming into the white flag here. One more time around here in this 2023 PSRLA Cup Series season.
This is exactly what Oscar needs. He absolutely needs the guy behind him, the guys behind him to scrap.
Yeah.
Definitely. But still a good side-by-side battle between these two guys of Taylor and Bartow here, who's gonna finish second. But here we go, coming into 3 and 4. Here you go. Simon Oskin, first win of the season here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He will win the Hooters Championship Race. And here you go, who's going to win the title? Is it Jimenez? Jimenez wins the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series.
Well then.
Yeah. He stormed,
That was
yeah,
very
he
exciting.
stormed back into the top 10, trying his best to win the title. But still, kudos to the number one of Avery Alford for doing his best, you know. But Kirian Jimenez
Yeah,
wins the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series.
Oh, that was something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
That was interesting.
That was no. Nuts.
Anyway, so here's your points here's your race standings here. Well, Simon Oskin won the race, first win of the season. Well, we all know what happened to him at Road America, so it's basically like a rebound for him. Then Scarlett Taylor finishes in second. Trey Bartow, good finish, third. Alan Jefferson finishes fourth. Avery Alford in top 5. Tried his best, but his best wasn't enough. And look at that. I mean, we had a few retirees, but that was interesting as heck, you know. If you guys know what I'm saying here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was like, what in the world is this race? Like, we do have a bunker race right now. But yeah, it is what it is. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely that's what happened, you know. Anyway, so let's see the point standings here after this race. Wait, alright. Let me just export this one.
I should really commentate more races, honestly.
not all races are exciting as exciting as this one.
Yeah. I mean,
Wait, this is my first race commentating, and I by saying it was gonna be normal, this happened. I think I can consider myself your lucky charm, guys.
oh well.
Well, not for my team.
Bro.
I apologize for
blow
that. I am very sorry for that.
Sorry that happened. Well, so yeah, so this is the now you're going to see the final point standings here after the race. So just to confirm, Kirian Jimenez is your 2023 PSRLA Cup Series champion with 2,249 points towards the championship here. He is 15 points clear of Avery Alford, who tried his best to win the title here by finishing inside the top 5. Well, he will end up second in points, 15 points behind. Reggie Fogleman fell back to third, 19 points behind. Bradley Reim 37 points behind, Toni Bradi 55 points behind, and we do have ourselves Jane Russell 65 behind, Anthony Nicol 67th. He is actually tied with Angel Gutierrez, but Anthony Nicol has the advantage over Gutierrez with a better average finish. Nathan Stapleton is 82 points behind. Benny Moore climbs up 10th, 104 points towards the championship. Eric Monaco 120 points behind, and Josiah Robinson 127 points behind. So that's how your championship standings end up. But that was an interesting race as we saw right here.
Absolutely. It was a pretty good race, honestly.
Yeah.
I was actually. I don't know.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Frank.
I did not expect it to be this chaotic. I thought it was gonna be way more straightforward and
Yeah, that is somehow the case here.
yeah, not as much chaos.
So, final thoughts about this race. Let's
Great.
So yeah, final thoughts about this race, Alex.
Yeah, that was a really awesome, a really good race, and for being my first ever attempt at commentating a live race, I think I should do more. Because I first and foremost, I want to apologize to Frank for having almost all his drivers retired due to engine blowouts. But I think you should probably have me in the booth more often, because you should probably have me in the booth more often, because by saying that this was going to be a normal race, I think I completely I did that. So yeah, that was a pretty good race. And nobody's going to get this reference, but Reggie Fogleman had his own Guillermo Mortelli moment. If you know, you know. If you don't know, then yeah, it's a bit complicated to explain.
Yeah. So Frank, how about you? What's your final thoughts?
Well, I like to see Alex less in the booth to make my car finish, but it was definitely an entertaining race, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So here you go, guys. That wraps up the 2023 PSRLA Cup Series. So first, Frank, what's your favorite moment of the entire season?
Well, it's hard to say, but because mostly I don't remember half the stuff that happened. I'm sorry, but from this race, it was definitely the last caution that caused a lot of chaos and made the championship very close.
Well, I know I'm not going to talk to Alex about his favorite moment of the race because I know what it is. But anyway, so here we go. But anyway, so thank you guys very much for watching the entire 2023 PSRLA Cup Series season. And of course, we're going to see you again next year for another season. And new faces, new season, new tracks. Who knows what we're going to see for next season? But yeah, again, congratulations to Sam Alaskan for winning the race, and a huge congratulations to Kirian Jimenez for winning the championship. Well, that concludes our season. So there you go. So on behalf of Alex Sanvitale and Frank Cuperus, this is Hierjel Arvin Alonso for the Hooters 7 Network saying so long, everyone, and see you again next season. Let's go Sonic Boom!